Okay, so I need MVP. But no, wait. Proof of concept. But there is also MAP, MMP. Okay, so what's the difference? In Railsware MVP series, we have learned what minimum viable product is and what types of MVP we have. There are different MVP misconceptions that prevent product owners from using this concept in the most efficient way. In this video, I will show you where MVP lies in the whole product creation process and how to differentiate it from other terms typical for the product pipeline. You already know the goal and benefits provided by the minimum viable product approach. This knowledge is essential to differentiate from the other product iterations and pipeline stages. Railsware team has built a number of products from scratch. In our opinion, the MVP is located somewhere between the prototype and the minimum lovable product. We see it like this. First goes the proof of concept. Then we have the prototype, MVP, minimum lovable product, and the full-fledged solution. You are free to relocate MVP according to your thoughts. But its place is not as important as the propose, which differentiates it from other terms typical for the product pipeline. Unlike the MVP, proof of concept is not a customer-focused task. It is an exercise or a test of some idea or assumption. For example, when you're building a single-page app, proof of concept will show whether a particular tech stack like Node.js is a fit to implement your project from a technology standpoint. As a rule, the proof of concept is executed to decrease technology risks and prove the feasibility of doing a particular task. Startups may leverage it to validate their financial viability. The proof of concept answers the question, can we build that? And the prototype gives an answer to, how can we build that? To some extent, prototype and MVP are very close in their purpose because both deliver a ground for learning from user feedback. That's the reason why they're often confused with each other. However, they aim at different target audience. The early adopters of a prototype are usually the people involved in its creation. Meanwhile, a minimum viable product goes public. In most cases, the prototype acts as bait for investors and underlies the MVP. The minimum lovable product is frequently called an alternative to the outdated MVP concept. They differ in purpose. MVP craves for user feedback on the product value, and MLP focuses on love it can bring to the users. For example, your MVP validated that the idea is worth evolving, but it has not generated much buzz. The MLP makes the users talk about your idea and share it with others. The minimum marketable product is another solution containing a basic set of functionality. However, it's not meant for validating your ideas like the MVP is. The MMP is needed to build an adequate user experience and to reduce time to market so that you launch the product faster. With this concept, product owners can understand which features are fundamental for their ultimate UX. Generally, the MMP is a step following the MVP. So far, we've been talking about minimum products that are either viable or lovable or marketable. The next one on this list will be the minimum awesome product, which is predicted to replace the MVP in the future. The digital revolution has already brought and continues to deliver great benefits to human society. Startups used to enter the market by offering some minimum value to be enhanced step by step. However, users have overblown expectations for the new products. That's where the minimum viable product is being transformed into minimum awesome product. Simply put, MAP means MVP with an improved UX. So the focus covers not only the functionality of the product, but also the design, because the minds of modern users are design-oriented. So if a basic set of functionality and features is enough for the MVP, the MAP needs to add design, as well as speed and fluidity to its minimum. The awesomeness of your bare-bones product usually depends on the alternatives in your target niche. If your startup is a groundbreaker, the MAP will be equal to the MVP. At the same time, if the chosen niche has a bunch of competitors, be prepared to upgrade your MVP to make it awesome. You're unlikely to confuse the MVP with anything else if you know its major attributes like value orientation, strict prioritization of functions, a relatively short time frame for release, and focus on user feedback. I hope our MVP series helped you to understand the concept better and to feel more confident in testing and launching your products. But don't miss the core part, identifying your product's value from the very beginning. Watch our value proposition canvas video to learn how to do it right.